Hey viewers, hey subscribers, and welcome back to my channel, Aquarian Empress Tarot. You guys, I was set back tonight because the internet was down in my area, so it just got back up, so that is why I am here. All right, I won't be on too long because I have to get the mid-monthly energy readings done, so I'm gonna try to get those done so they can be done before the weekend, and we can chill this weekend. But I wanted to come in and see, if anybody wanted readings tonight because that's the schedule, boo. Hey, M Love. That is the schedule. So we shall see. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to thumbs up the live stream, and yes, I'm gonna do the first 3 free. What was I gonna tell y'all? I was gonna say, if somebody comes in, because here's the thing, I had attempted to actually have a meeting with my moderators today after work at 5:30, but my internet was down. The connection in the whole city was down, so they just got it back up. This is like the past 3 hours. It's been going on all day. So that's why you guys are just starting to see my post or getting notifications, because the internet services Spectrum was down. Like, I literally, they were texting me and they were like, service alert, restoration work has taken longer than expected. Yeah, like literally. So, and it just came back on, so I was able to hop in. But yeah, if anybody, I was gonna tell all of my moderators, because I was gonna have a quick meeting and just see like what you guys think about adding more moderators, because I want to add just a couple more, just in case, because I know everybody has a lot going on, and everybody has children and work and school, so much stuff going on. We all do. So I feel like the more the better, because if somebody's not there, somebody else can hop in. It's always better to have plenty of help. But I'm removing the people who are not here. I haven't heard from Sarah, I haven't heard from Gloria, and I haven't heard from Happily. Those three for sure I have not heard from. So anybody that I haven't heard from, I'm unmodding them, because there's no sense in having you as a moderator if you're not going to be here. Now, Sarah is a little bit different, because Sarah is working and she does communicate with me and she does let me know, but it's been a while since I've heard from her, so I am going to reach out. But Gloria is not here regularly. She's not here regularly. Hey, Aisha love. So people who are not moderators, I'm just going to go ahead and unmod them. You're good, Aisha. You talk to me about what's going on, and you're usually always here. Even if you're busy, you always pop in and let us know what's going on. So I really appreciate that. As a moderator, it's always great to just let me know. Like, let the person know who you're moderating for. Like, hey, I got something going on. I'm not going to be there, just so that we have, we got the little understanding, that communication, that little thing that says, hey, I got something going on. But yeah, I'm cool with that. As long as people communicate, I'm cool with that. But when I don't hear from you for weeks or months at a time, for some people, it's like, okay, so you're not on the channel no more, right? Because I might see you every 4 or 5 months. That's like, nah. I mean, that's almost like a twin flame relationship right there. It started out hot and heavy, and then I don't know what happened. So, but I'm like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and add some new mods, because yeah. But what else was I gonna tell y'all? If somebody comes in and y'all, I still got my boundaries. I've been giving free readings, but I'm not going to make a habit out of doing it. Right, Em. I'm not going to make a habit out of doing it because people tend to take advantage. Melanie's been unmodded. Aisha, she's been unmodded. Because she couldn't handle it. But the last time she was a moderator, folks was getting pissed off, hopping out of the live stream. It was a hot ass mess. So I was like, no, we're not gonna do this. Love the support, but modding is not her thing to do. So I was gonna say, people who come in after the free list is closed, even if they can't afford the regular, hey, the High Priestess, I'm sorry, I am not ignoring you, love. Welcome back to the channel, and thank you for your donation. We will add you to the list. But people who come in after, the free list is closed, just if you guys can let them know, like y'all are really great about this, letting them know the amounts for donations, but strongly encourage them to do PayPal or Super Chat. Super Chat is fine with me as long as they send something. Something is better than nothing because it's an energetic exchange, and that's what people fail to realize, because there's a lot of readers on YouTube and a lot of readers do live streams, so people just hop in and out a lot of readers' channels looking for a free reading, and that's not how it works. You're not going to come in here and take my energy and then think it's going to be free, because that's not how it works. But if they can't pay the full $10 donation, then at least if they can give something, I can appreciate that and I can work with that. Exactly. It's not free. It's not free. You are exactly right, Aisha. It's the same thing. God, the ancestors, it's not free. It's an energetic exchange. You don't get blessings from the universe or God by taking all of the blessings and no work is involved. You have to put in the work. You have to exchange the energy. You know what I mean? Because I know some people sometimes may not have the full $10. And I know sometimes we struggle. And I know sometimes people are from different countries. So, their situation may be a little bit different. But as long as you're offering something, then I can appreciate that. Exactly, Aisha. Tithes, offerings, whatever the case may be. Prayers, the worship, the veneration, all of that. It's not an equal exchange if you're being blessed with things and being given things and you're only taking and you're not giving back. It's the energetic exchange. And that's what a lot of people fail to realize. I don't mind giving to people, but when it becomes out of control and people become entitled to it, that to me is highly disrespectful, because you automatically come into the channel every single time, and I'm not doing it. If I notice certain people are doing that, I promise you I will block them. Like, every single time you come in, you expect me to give you a free reading, but you have yet to support my channel, so why are you here? Like, it's not fair to me. It's not fair to my other subscribers and viewers for one person to constantly come in all the time and think that they're entitled to my energy, and they are not. Let's see. Let me see, y'all, what I got here. But yeah, I've been thinking about doing a sweep, the High Priestess. Okay. Just trying to, get more moderators and get more people who can help, because everybody has stuff going on, which I'm going to try to just keep my live streams to a minimum of twice a week. So Mondays and Fridays, because the days in between would be for personal readings, working on my business, and what else was I going to say? Personal readings. Oh, and other readings in between that. So I can post more content. I have time to post more content. Like tonight, I'm not doing readings. Tomorrow, when I get off, I'll be doing readings for like collective readings. Oh, Aisha, I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody who's booked personal readings with me, because that really touches my heart. And I'm really more in personal readings. It's more personal to you. It's more geared directly to your situation. It's different. And I try to tell people this, it's very different having a reading during a live stream versus booking a personal session. It's like having a one-on-one conversation with spirit, and being able to go over all of the things that you have concerns about, questions about, spirits giving warnings, giving advice, that type of thing, you know. And that type of thing. And it's just different. It's a different experience. So I always encourage people to book the personal readings. The thing is, a lot of people they don't like to pay the prices. But me personally, my prices are very reasonable. I've seen readers that charge over $120, $30 for readings. And that's a majority of their readings. And they have the time to go into that much detail. $75 starting out. Do you hear me? Anywhere from $75 to $150 for a reading. So you think $30, $40 is a lot? Like, I'm just trying to figure out where people be coming from, because I'm like, exactly, it'd only be for like 10 minutes of like, what is this? $30 an hour? What's the price? But it's like, you know, and not only that, but I actually give all of the people who subscribe to my website, I send out coupons, I send out discount codes, I send out promo codes and things like that. So, you know, if you need a little whatever, I still have it there. Like, you can get $10 off. I may do a 30% off or 50% off. It just depends. But, you know, as a business owner, you can't do that all of the time. You can't have 50% off every day at your store, or you're not making a profit. So it goes back into the products and the things that you use. So you have to keep your prices at a certain range. Not only that, but check this out. The prices of everything have risen this year. So from materials to things that you used to be able to get at one price, it's all gone up this year. So, and then it's a supply and demand. The more people who are wanting it, the more valuable my time and energy becomes, because it's like, if you have 50 people trying to squeeze energy from one person, I'm not going to be charging you $15 a reading, ma'am. I'm not going to do it. It's going to be damn near 50. I've got 50 people wanting my time and energy. And readings can take anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour, 45 minutes per person. People forget that. And you have a life. I have a life at the end of the day. I have laundry. I have to bathe. I have to feed myself. I have to take care of myself. And I have to cleanse my energy after all of that energetic exchange. So it's like, it's not just about whoever the querent is, the person who's inquiring of me. It has to be an equal situation. So that's why I charge what I charge, and I'm not backing down on it at all, because my time and energy is worth it. Not only my time and energy, but the quality of my readings is worth what I do. But I appreciate all the people who have supported, who continue to support. I love you guys so much. And I really want to see everybody grow and succeed and heal. Move forward, do the things that you want to do, and be successful. That's it. That is all. The High Priestess. Are you still here, love? You can go ahead and drop your question. I had to get all of that out, because I had been planning on having a quick meeting with y'all today, but Spirit had other plans. Okay. Let's see. Are you guys communicating? Hi, Isabel. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, are you guys currently communicating? The High Priestess. Oh, well, welcome to the channel. I appreciate you. I really do. Like I said, shout out to everybody who has, all of my people who've been here since day one, like, you know, and even the people who've been here within the last year. Like, I'm grateful for you guys, because you guys have really stuck it out. People who've been here in the last, since last November, it's been almost a year. I think Queen M, y'all have been here about that long, since last November. It's amazing to me how time flies. No communication. How long have you guys not been in communication? If you're new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe and thumbs up the video. Thank you so much. Look, they're still sending me alerts. Spectrum. Okay, so it's been a couple of weeks. Wow. You know, earth signs are stubborn. You probably did, Queen, but it feels like a lot. Time flies. It feels like a long time. Earth signs are very stubborn. You know, they're very stubborn, and they do things when they want to do it. So if he's an earth sign, especially if he's a Virgo or a Taurus, he's gonna do it what he wants to do when he wants to do it. Spirit, what is Noel's overall energy towards the High Priestess? Let's see. Okay, Spirit's being funny. But the Knight of Swords in reverse. He's bullshitting you. That's exactly what it is. He's bullshitting you. Knight of Swords in reverse. He's not really taking action because the Knight of Swords is fast moving. It's fast moving. It's action oriented. It's speed. The Knight of Swords, he's all about speed. He's all about he has great ideas, but sometimes he does it without thinking it all the way through. But it's in the reverse. It's in the reverse energy. So, yeah, he's bullshitting you. It's almost like he wants you to come to him. Like he's not taking the action. He's not communicating because it's almost like he wants you to come to him. He's comfortable where he's at, though. 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups. But he's very guarded, though. 7 of Wands. Very guarded. Very guarded. The Fool. We got the Fool here. Yeah. He's not concerned about anything right now. Only about what he's got going on right now. He only sees what's in front of him at the moment. He's not really thinking too much about this connection. Let's see. Yep, hermit mode. I don't know if he's a Virgo, but he's withdrawn his energy. He's withdrawn his energy. Now, with the Fool, he may reach out. He may actually take a leap of faith eventually and reach out, but we got the Two of Swords here on the bottom of the deck. Spirit, how does he feel about it? How does he feel about the High Priestess? The Two of Swords keep popping up. Dropping my cards. Did you guys have some type of altercation or conflict prior to the no contact, the no communication? The High Priestess. He's focused on his own happiness. He's also focused on stability. He's also focused on the material world, like money and things of that nature, in the physical realm. Creating balance in his financial situation. He's also full of pride and ego. So the Tower on the bottom of the deck. Full of pride and ego. It's like his ego won't allow him to reach out. He could change, though. The Wheel of Fortune is here. He could change his mind and decide to reach out to you, to kind of fill you out and see what you're still thinking and feeling towards him. He's undecided. Two of Pentacles. He's undecided about it. It's like, sometimes he wants to reach out because, you know, he kind of still does have feelings. So they did have the Two of Cups there. But then there's this other part of him. His ego is like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't reach out. Don't reach out. Let her come to you. I hate when people are in that energy because it's like, it's this constant push and pull. But if you're genuinely concerned about him, I would just send a quick message and be like, hey, I'm just checking on you. I hope everything is well, you know. That way you let him know that high key you respect any boundaries that he has if he desires not to be involved in a relationship. but you're just concerned about his overall well-being and you wish him well. Goodbye. But then you also are opening the door. They're called door openers, in English, where now he has to think about whether or not he wants to respond and how he's going to respond. Oh, wow. She cared enough to check on me? To see if I was okay? She cares that much? So now he's got to think about, whether or not he wants to entertain the connection or, restart that communication back up. And if he restarts the communication back up, check him. Check him. Make sure you hold him accountable for the whole ghosting for 2 weeks, because that's unacceptable. If you're supposed to be in a connection, I don't care if it's a friendship, relationship, situationship, no communication, no contact is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Because you don't know if somebody's dead or alive. They've gone 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days without speaking to you. Do I need to do a wellness check, sir? Do I need to send the police squad over to check on you? When you've been blowing up my phone for the past 6 months, all of a sudden now you're unavailable. Make it make sense. See what I'm saying? Because he's undecided, that's why it's almost like he enjoys being in his own energy and focusing on himself, his own things, like in the material world. Don't know if he's a student or if he's in school or in college or if he's a businessman, he's running a business, or he has a very involved job. But pentacles are things of the material world. It could be that he has a financial goal he's trying to reach. He's trying to move up in the company that he works for. But he's more concerned with his happiness. That's why he's not speaking. He's trying to build up himself in a materialistic sense. And a lot of masculines, a lot of masculines equate the lack of finances with being weak. I don't know where. I don't know what kind of programming that is. I don't know if that's societal programming. Y'all let me know what you think. But I find that during a lot of readings, especially when there's masculine energy involved, that a lot of masculines tend to equate the lack of finances and physical things with being weak, not realizing that it's important to have a balance of both financial things, to be abundant financially, but to also be abundant emotionally and spiritually. It's like they focus so much on one aspect of life and leave out the other. Exactly, Em. And you need that balance. See how he's juggling. You need a balance in life. You just like sometimes women have the opposite, where you're so consumed and obsessed over a man or being in a relationship with a man that you don't take care of yourself. You neglect yourself, your mental health, your financial health. You're in debt. You have things to pay off, but you're so busy chasing this man because you're so obsessed with having a relationship that you don't have the balance. And that's what Spirit is saying. The whole entire universe is like, the frequency has to be balanced. The earth tries to balance itself out. So when you don't have it, that's where chaos comes in. Because when things are imbalanced, like now, he's ghosting, he's not communicating because he's focused solely on his finances. He's focused solely on the physical, the things that are materialistic, things that can be done away with in a minute. I don't know. I wonder why that is, though. Why masculines predominantly focus so much on finances. But again, the way that we're raised, the programming, the religious programming, the fear programming. Oh, well, I'm afraid that nobody's going to like me. I'm not going to be able to be a part of this particular group. I'm going to be left out if I don't have a nice car, if I'm the only person in the neighborhood that doesn't have a nice home, Spirit, did he have feelings? He did, but he hid them. Yep, 2 of Cups. He had them, but he was very good at hiding them. He was very good at hiding them. The Strength card. Yeah. Hey, Ezra. He was very good at hiding his emotions. Weird. Pride and ego. But I have the strength in the tower. So that's true, Em. That is very true. That's very true. And because, in a lot of the way that we're raised in the Western world, in Western culture, finances and money is seen as powerful. Like the more money you have, which is, I think is really ridiculous in our culture in the United States, that somebody's success is based on a piece of paper. Like you can't be considered a whole, great, useful human being just because of your existence. It's determined on, no, the high priestess. No, some people are just more, like they're hard asses. Like they don't really express a lot of emotion well. That's another part of programming, societal programming as well, because a lot of masculines are taught to hold their emotions in. They're taught that crying or showing any form of true emotion is considered weakness. And that's a big problem too, because when you grow up holding in, anger and jealousy and all these emotions that are normal human emotions, we have school shootings, we have kidnappings, we have murders, we have random shootouts in the workplace, because these children grow up to be adults who were never allowed to express their emotions because of programming. They didn't have anybody to talk to. The parents are stop crying. You stop crying. I don't want to hear you crying. Wipe your tears off your face right now. That type of thing. So you grow up to hold everything in. And so when you get to an adult stage, it's you unleash the beast because you've held it in for so long and you don't even know how to control it. But no, he liked you, the high priestess. That's the Two of Cups is here, so that tells me that there were definitely chemistry. It was an even exchange of energy and chemistry between the two of you. There are mutual feelings. But he was very stubborn. I feel stubborn. With the Strength card, I feel the stubbornness. It's Leo energy. And also the Tower, Aries energy. A lot of ego and pride. Yeah. And I don't feel like he really gave you his all. Here's the thing that I want you to really take away from the connection, right? In the future, if you want a relationship to be successful, make sure that you pay close attention to what someone is showing you. Because when a man is interested in you, he's going to profess his love, okay? That's the first, there's 3 P's. He's going to profess his love. He's going to scream it off the rooftops. He's going to post you on social media. He's going to follow you on social media, whatever the case may be. But he's going to let it know. I'm being a little bit dramatic, but he's going to let you know that you are the woman of his eye. You are the person that he is interested in. He's going to be consistent in communication. Again, professing his love for you. He's going to want to instinctively protect you. That's P number 2. P number 2. And number 3, he's going to want to provide for you. He's going to want to make sure you're comfortable, that you're at ease, that you're not stressed out. Well, baby, how's your day? How are things going? Is everything okay? Like, he wants to check on you. Well, I just want to make sure you made it home. Like, that is what a real man is going to do who's serious about a relationship. All this playing around, not communicating for weeks and months, is not serious energy. It's player energy. And that tells you where the mind is. The mind is on selfish gratification. And unfortunately, a lot of people are out for selfish gratification. Right. You hit the nail on the head. The inconsistent behavior. When you start to notice inconsistent behavior, those are red flags. Those are red flags. I'm going to see if I can ask another question to find out why. Spirit, what's going on in his environment? Tell me the story. Why did he become inconsistent all of a sudden? What's going on in his environment? I can almost guarantee you. I can almost guarantee you that he was distracted by other things. And so keep in mind, sometimes a third party could be, it could be work, it could be school, it could be family members and close friends that are, nudging somebody in another direction. They don't think your person should do this or engage with you. They think that you may not be his type or whatever the case may be. I feel like there was an external situation to this connection that caused him to become distracted from you, which is what led to the inconsistency. That's what I'm feeling. Exactly. Okay. I don't know if he has a situation with a mother or another feminine energy, but the Queen of Swords, she shows up here when I ask what's going on, and we have communication, and it's sharp communication. So it's not like a friendly type of situation. I don't know if this person you're dealing with, yeah. I don't know if there's another feminine in his life that maybe is codependent upon him. That happens sometimes, where a masculine is like, he is the one that everybody goes to for whatever they need. They expect him, no matter what's going on in his life, to stop, drop, and roll. And sometimes that's a third party. It could be his mother, it could be his grandmother, it can be an aunt, it can be an uncle. But sometimes they have codependent situations with family members, which is the first place we learn codependency, because they expect you as their child or grandchild. Yes, exactly. So the mother becomes codependent because she expects you to do everything. Well, I need you to help me with your siblings. I need you to go pick up these groceries for me. I need you to do this and I need you to do that. So now, even when you're 30, 40 years old, guess what? You're still catering to mommy, because she's always needed you your whole life. She's always relied on you to do whatever she wants you to do. And when you don't have boundaries and say, Mom, I cannot do that right now. I'm sorry. I'm not able to do that at this time. I wish we would normalize setting boundaries and telling people it's okay to tell people no. It's okay to say, maybe not today. I may be able to do it next week, but not today. And that's what happens for a lot of them. Yeah, I got strong feminine energy, and this strong feminine energy communicates with him whatever it is that they're wanting to have done. And I feel like he's catering to their needs, whatever that is. What's going on? So, they kind of treat him like he's the man in the house. Look, 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so this explains a lot. He feels insecure. That's one of the reasons why he's not communicating with you. He feels insecure. Another reason why he complains about money, because he has a lack mentality. He feels like he may not be good enough, or he may not have enough to meet your standards in the connection. Not only that, but coming from the other direction, the feminine energy here, he could be hearing all kinds of negative things from the other side, like about his career choices or whatever the case may be, because sometimes you have that. I mean, there are families there's verbal abuse, and so when that happens, a person they tend to think that they are whatever they've been hearing their whole life. A lot of self-doubt. 5 of Cups. He does regret leaving the connection. 5 of Cups. He does regret leaving the connection with you. He's also in a grieving state of mind. Like, he's really going through a hard time. Like I said, we got the 5 of Cups and the 5 of Pentacles. And 5s in tarot are indicative of change. he's gonna be, look, we have the Judgment here. He may make a decision to reach out to you to see about reconciling, but also he's being faced with some major decisions, and then he's going through some type of awakening process. I feel like he may be going through a transformation of figuring out that he needs to let go of the toxicity and, you know, constantly serving everyone else and not really serving his own needs. And that's why he's grieving, because it's like he can't fully do the things that he wants to do or be his true authentic self, because he's catering to other people. He's trying to make everybody else happy, and really he just wants to be free to be himself and do his own thing. So because he has all of that going on, it's difficult for him to show up in a connection, because he's not happy with himself. He's not happy with his situation at home. So it's hard for him to show up to a connection with you when he has his own insecurities and he's not happy with himself, if that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. But yeah, he's going through a major transformation right now. Awakening. He's realizing a lot of things, and he's going to have to make some decisions. I hope it all makes sense. But yeah, he definitely did have feelings for you. I'm getting big codependence vibes. Somebody involved may be a Leo or have Leo in their chart, one of these feminine energies, but they are very dominant. And they like giving demands. Ricky, did you eat all that lettuce? Isabel, if you're here, please go ahead and drop your question. Ricky. Okay, love, go ahead and drop your question for us, please. Ricky. Yeah, Rico's ignoring me. He really shows out sometimes. He's a mess, y'all. I can't deal with him sometimes. He's a mess. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's do it. Spirit, what messages? Spirit guides, angels, ancestors, please show me the messages for Isabel. What messages does she need to know at this time? Please only allow the messages for her highest good and highest vibration, please. And thank you. Ooh, protection guardian. You may need to do protection work. If you have not done protection work, you may need to do protection work. And protection work can be using different oils and different things to clear your energy of any type of energetic cords that are draining or toxic to you in any type of way. Let's see. Hang on. What did I do with that booklet? Praying for protection as well. Yeah, my lash. Right. Protecting your body and your immune system as well, like in the physical, making sure that you're eating things that are going to raise your vibration, like things that are healthy to eat, you know? Fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, drinking enough water. Water raises your vibration. Clean water raises your vibration, your vibrational frequency higher. And which is why water is great for cleansing and detoxing, because water clears the system. It clears the system out, detoxifies. So if you're not drinking enough water, Spirit wants you to do that too. Guardian. Let's see. Sometimes picking up on other people's energies, you might want to wear a crystal if you don't have a crystal. There's a lot of shops that sell, even online, that sell like crystal necklaces or chakra bracelets with certain crystals, again, that raise your vibration. Because the thing with protecting your energy is you want your energy to vibrate so high that if a negative energy field or force or entity tries to enter, your vibration is like a shield automatically to that negative energy. So it's not going to penetrate you. So that's why you want to make sure that you are taking care of yourself physically, but also mentally and spiritually, right? However you practice prayer, meditation, whatever works for you. You should do it. You should do it. Like I was telling somebody, I think I was telling y'all the other day when we were live streaming, I keep selenite in my purse. I keep it. I have one in my tarot baggie that I usually take to work with me. I have crystals all in here. I actually bought a jar yesterday. I bought a jar to put my crystals in so I can charge them for the next full moon. So y'all please let me know when the next, was it the new moon or the full moon? I think it's the full moon. The next full moon is, so I can set them out to charge. And I bought another jar for moon water to charge it. But you can spray, like you use the moon water, you use it. Here's another tip for raising your vibration and protecting your energy. Essential oils. Rose essential oil has an extremely high vibrational frequency. So if you use rose or you even smell the scent of rose, frankincense, this is exactly why frankincense was burned in the temple in the Bible. If you remember hearing, the 3 wise men brought frankincense, myrrh, and I forgot what the other herb was. But frankincense has a really high, thank you M823. Frankincense has a very high vibrational frequency. When your vibrational frequency is low, illness can enter the body. Usually when your frequency is at like a 42 hertz, that's when illness enters the body. Just before death, your body is like at a frequency of like 5 or 10. When you're operating at an extremely high frequency, you're able to, your energy field is blocking anything else that's trying to come in. Also, addictive behaviors. If you have an addiction to caffeine, if you have an addiction to cigarettes, if you have an addiction to anything that, sugar, if you have an addiction, you want to try as much as possible to break that habit. Because addictive behaviors lower the vibration. They lower the vibration. Same thing with drugs and alcohol. Smoking and alcohol lowers your vibration. Not only that, but drugs and alcohol open up portals so that you don't want all that going on. So that's why you have to be careful of who you're around, because other people who are not on the same vibrational frequency will literally drain you. Yeah, they will literally drain you. And which I never understood why people would smoke or anything like that before readings and things of that nature. But it makes sense. It makes sense. Because it's a what do they call it? It's a gateway. Drugs are gateway. They're openers, just like alcohol. They're openers. So that's why a lot of people use them. And that's why you have to be careful, because anytime you deal with the spiritual realm, you want to make sure that you are protected. You're protected before you deal with it. Spirit says, drop your shields of shame, resistance, and fear that are standing between you and your chances of enjoyment and fun. Know that you don't need to hide who you are or the gifts that you have. You were born to shine. It says you may have encountered shame or embarrassment in your past, but that is not your present. Angels are drawing close at this time to help you move beyond any limiting thoughts, emotions, and patterns that make you feel unsafe. Know that angelic protection is swirling around you at this moment and will help you move forward in a more fearless way. Call on your guides for help in changing your frequency so you can feel safe and protected at this time. You are stronger than you think, and your angels and ancestor guides are here to help you realize this now. You know, a little wine for the stomach's sake, there's nothing wrong with it. But again, like we were talking about balance earlier, or even, you know, for people who smoke a blunt here or there, I don't think it's going to do anything. But when you're a heavy, you know what I mean? Like a heavy, again, it's an addiction. An addiction says, anything can be an addiction. If it's an addiction, it says that you lack self-control and there's an imbalance somewhere. It's just like overeating, over drinking water. You can actually drink too much water. Exactly, Em. You can actually eat too much food. If you eat too much, you become fat. If you don't, it's almost like if you have an imbalance, too much of anything is bad for you. Too much of anything is bad for you. If you over medicate, you could die. Like you can't do all things in moderation. So that's why I say if you have any type of addictive patterns or behavior, you want to do your best to try your best to change it, because it lowers your vibration when you're doing something not in moderation. You're overdoing it. Anything obsessive or excessive is toxic and low vibrational. That was the first message. So what's the next message? That's a good thing. So we have Elder, move beyond your ancestral patterns. Spirit wants you to know that your ancestors are here to guide you. Your angels are here to guide you along the way. So like I said, connect with them, whether that's through meditation, prayer, whatever method you use. We have Elder. Move beyond ancestral patterns. Move beyond the limitations that have been set for you by family members, past and present. And basically, this is a message of breaking generational curses. Things that have been passed down to your family that have been unhealthy, in a physical, financial, spiritual, or emotional sense. In your lifetime, you have the power to change that. To change that narrative. Where maybe your great-great-great-great-grandparents struggled. They struggled. Spirit says, in this lifetime, try to achieve financial freedom. Try to own properties. Try to leave something behind. Even if it's not something physically tangible, leave behind a business. Leave behind a home. Leave behind an asset. Leave behind something. Leave a legacy to break that generational curse. Right? The Spirit says, know that the energy of your spirit is more powerful than genetics and behavioral patterns. Just because your father and your father's father and his father did a particular thing does not mean that you have to fall into that pattern, especially if it's something low vibrational or toxic. You can break the cycle. That's what Spirit wants you to do, changing your DNA. And that also has something to do with frequency. It says, the elder is the ancestor who comes with a message of healing change. He's an embodied soul, yet he has had journeys that go beyond the physical. Therefore, he represents a reclamation of power. When he appears, it's an acknowledgement that you have the capacity to move beyond the limitations that have been placed upon you. And this makes perfect sense because let me explain. See, and you have the power to change that. Just because That was your mom's story. You do not have to define yourself by her story. That was her experience in her life, because we all have separate contracts on the other side of the veil. So that was part of her life experience, but it doesn't mean that you have to fall into that same genetic disposition. You have the power to change it in your lifetime. It says, if you've had expectations of success, failure, sadness, or even sickness placed on you by your family, it's important to know that you're here to create your story. What did I just tell you? Your story. If my father was a narcissist, an egotistical type of person, selfish, manipulative, that does not mean that because that's in his blood and I carry his blood, that I have to behave the same way. You see what I'm saying? I have the power to change that in my lifetime. This card represents personal healing that will bring healing to your entire lineage, past, present, and future. Know that you get to decide what you take on. And also know that your ancestors are rooting for you and are sorry for any setbacks they've created for you. Because remember, your ancestors are your great-great-grandparents. They lived through you. So anything that they may have passed down to you genetically, they want to apologize to you for that because they made it more difficult for you. Great. See, you're changing the narrative. You're changing it, and you're not allowing yourself to succumb to what they instilled in the bloodline. You're changing it, and that's great. That's wonderful. Animal guardian. Okay, the last one was an animal guardian, so I'm gonna read that one, and we're good. It says, trust the powerful animal spirit within to learn more about yourself and your talents. You have a powerful animal within that can be wild, protective, instinctive, and even calm. When this card arises, it's important to connect with how you really feel, how you want to feel, and what you really need. Take time to connect with your animal energy and express it naturally. Let even the fiercest energy move through you before returning to your natural state. It will teach you a lot about your gifts and how you can grow. So those were the messages. Powerful messages. Messages nonetheless. Ezra, if you're here, love, you can go ahead and drop your question. We're waiting for you. You can go ahead and drop your question, Ezra. Okay. Have you two spoken recently in the past couple of days, Ezra? Let's start there. I don't know why my foot is cold. He's a Taurus. He hasn't forgotten the fight, just so you know. He has not forgotten the fight. Let me see. Now that things have kind of calmed down, let's see, what is this energy? Spirit, what is the Taurus's energy towards Ezra right now? Knight of Pentacles. He does want to make it work. He does want to make it work. Ace of Cups. He's still in his feelings over it. So don't let him, like I said, he did not forget, okay? He's still in his feelings over it. So tread lightly. The next deep conversation you have with him, tread lightly, because he is Taurus, contrary to popular belief, is actually very temperamental. So they actually can react very, very emotionally, believe it or not. He does still have a lot of love for you, but if you say something that rubs him the wrong way, he's gonna respond out of emotion. Just so you know, he still loves you. He does. Look, thank you, Spirit. Ace of Swords. He's gonna be very cutthroat with you. Very clear and very precise about what he's feeling and what he's thinking with the Ace of Swords. So just beware of that. He is nervous. He's nervous. He's afraid that things could end. 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords. But he's hopeful. The Sun is here. He's hopeful. He does want to make amends. I don't think he apologized. He's a Taurus. I don't see it happening. But, I mean, it's a possible. Like, he low-key apologized. Low-key. Page of Cups. Taurus apologizing is like a hell freezing over. It usually doesn't happen. But, I mean, he'll try to work on it and fix it. But I just don't see him apologizing. Page of Cups. Yeah, he still has love for you. He's going to open up emotionally, but it's going to be very little. I didn't think it. He's a true Taurus. He's a true story. He's a true Taurus. Hi, 007 Eclair. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Taurus is actually more logical, practical. So if he's apologetic, he'll show you by his actions that he's apologetic. But as far as like, oh, I'm sorry, no, it's not a Taurus thing. No, not at all. Not at all. He does want success here. He does want the victory here in this connection. He does. He may be a little bit more affectionate towards you. I feel like that may have been kind of along the lines of what the conflict was about. Maybe him, opening up a little bit more emotionally. But he is going to open up a little bit more emotionally. But, he's a Taurus. And, being a Taurus. And he's a masculine Taurus. So he's going to take control. Because that's what he's going to do. He's definitely in his divine masculine energy. He wants to take control and actually move things forward. He's ready to move along. So that's a really beautiful reading. That's a beautiful reading because that means he is serious about moving forward. He wants to balance things out. Like as he's sitting on the throne, the Emperor is like, okay, what do we need to do to get the kingdom moving? What do I need to do to get things back into balance so that we can get things running? Taurus is usually very much of a leader and very much... when I think of Taurus, they think of things as like projects and like business minded oriented. So it's like whatever it takes for things to run smoother and I don't have to do too much. Great. Let's do it. Yeah. The Death here is like the relationship going through a transformation, like things changing for the better. You almost had an ending. It almost ended, but it didn't. So it's like it started again because now he's ready to move it forward. Let's see. Tell me more. But the King of Cups is here, so he has a lot of love for you. Yeah, he wants to reconcile. Absolutely. He wants to reconcile. Two of Wands. He's ready to move forward. He's ready to move forward. There may be times where he's a little bit distant. He may seem a little bit distant. Because he's stubborn. See how he's sitting here under the tree, like with his hands folded. He's stubborn. Sometimes, it's a Taurus thing. It's a Taurus thing. 4 of Cups. He's not going to say that he's wrong. He's not going to do that. Even if he's wrong. But, the thing is like, there's things about this relationship that allowed that conflict, that tower moment that you guys had. He had to take down some of his little pride and ego. He had to knock it down a little bit. And that's okay. 6 of Pentacles. He is ready to give to the connection though. But he wants things to be fair on both sides. That's what he wants. Yeah, he wants things to be fair on both sides. Because he's not trying to do too much. He really isn't trying to do too much. He wants what he wants. That's what causes the conflict when things, listen, if I don't know any sign, I know Taurus. when things don't go the way that Taurus envisions it to go and it disrupts Taurus's world, it's like, whoa, what just happened? Like, what, wait a minute. So, yeah. So that's what causes the conflict here. Because it's like you just rocked his world. So that's what causes the conflict. But it's like you guys have unfinished business here. And he's willing to work on it. He's willing to put in the effort because you really do make him happy. This is great. 3 of Cups. You really do make him happy. Right. Taurus is very stuck in their ways. Very stuck in their ways. Taurus does not like change. Taurus does not like doing anything different outside of their norm. It's like, come on, Taurus, let's go. Let's go out. Taurus is like, no, I'm going to stay home. And I'm going to cook something. Taurus, we can go out today. Get dressed. Hurry up. So, no. Taurus isn't going to do it. So, yeah. He's still in love with you. He wants to work on the connection. He is focused on moving forward here, just so you know, with the Chariot. And there's things to be worked on. I forgot him. Yeah. If you definitely know Taurus. One thing about Taurus is they're gonna go where the food is at, regardless of whatever happens. They're gonna go where the food is at. So if you want to know where good food is, follow Taurus. They're gonna take you there. They're my foodies. They are my foodies. You're welcome, Ezra. Right? Tauruses are my foodies. They are. If you follow me on Instagram, you guys will see every time I go to my mom's house, because my mom's a Taurus. My grandmother's a Taurus. My sister's a Taurus. My nephew's a Taurus. Every time I go, my grandmother had made a cake for me. And then my mom had made, every time I go to my mom's house, she makes something and she's sending me away with food. So, yeah, that's Taurus's love. If a Taurus takes you out to a nice restaurant, they love you, okay? You better eat. If they cook something for you, you better eat. This is Taurus. This is Taurus, and they're sticking to it. Taurus doesn't really want to get dressed and be around a bunch of people. They really don't. They really don't want to be around a bunch of people. Taurus is really a homebody. Like, they kind of like to low-key stay by themselves. But when they do step out, they want to make sure that, you know, they look the part. They look great. Almost like Leo energy. Like, they don't, I mean, you're not going to see Taurus looking a disheveled mess, because it just won't happen. But, you know. Yeah, lots of Taurians. The irony. The irony of the Tauruses in my life. Like, my mom is a Taurus. My coworker has the exact same birthday as my mom, so she's a Taurus. And my grandmother. Yep, all the way out. Taurus goes all the way out. And Tauruses usually give very good advice. Like, Taurus, to me, Taurus is one of those signs that's kind of like, they've lived light years way ahead of their time. They've lived years way ahead of their time, much like Scorpio, because Taurus takes their time most of the time to think things through, unless they're pissed off. But on a normal day, Taurus will take 2 or 3 days to make a decision. Right in, they got jokes today. Taurus will take a few days to make a decision where you or I would be like, okay, by the end of the day, I'll have an answer for you. Taurus is like, nope, probably by Thursday, I'll call you back, maybe. And Taurus is slow to text back. So you got to call them. So, yeah. Taurus, what's going on? Why aren't you up? Oh, I just decided to stay in the bed. Because what? I didn't have to work today. Yeah. Yeah, listen, Tauruses. I know you guys. I would just be telling all y'all little secrets, but I know you guys. And there's no sense in even arguing with Taurus because Taurus is going to be right anyway. So you're not getting an apology. You can just hang it up. Right. When I think of Taurus, it's like, um, I mess with my mom because if y'all ever seen that movie A Pet's Life, and you know the cat Chloe, that's what Taurus reminds me of. And that's what I tell my mom, like, you remind me of Chloe. Because you know Chloe in A Pet's Life, she's like, they're like, Chloe, can you help us escape? And Chloe's like, she's this cat and she's just like, y'all, I'm trying to play with my little yarn. Like, can y'all just move out of the way? She gets down enough to eat and she hops right back up on her window. She's not going anywhere. She's not doing anything she doesn't have to do. That's Chloe. But yeah, love my Taurians. I'm surrounded. This is funny. I'm surrounded by Tauruses and I'm surrounded by Scorpios. I have both of them heavily in my family. So I get the best of both worlds. I get the very grounded, practical, logical Taurus. And then we have Scorpio, the one who's always in the fields, the one who senses everything. Scorpio literally does have a sixth sense. I don't know if they talk to dead people, but I mean, it's a possibility. But Scorpio is deep. Scorpio is just deep. And you don't even have to say anything to Scorpio. They feel it already. They already know. Like, they just already know. So I get the best of both worlds. Yeah, but like extremes. My grandfather's a Scorpio. My grandmother's a Scorpio. My aunt's a Scorpio. My father's a Scorpio. My cousin's a Scorpio. Like, I'm surrounded by Scorpios and Tauruses. Now here I am. I'm an Aquarius. Now, how that fits in, I don't know. I don't know how that fits in. Because it's heavy. It's heavy. The thing is, I understand Scorpio, just like I understand Taurus. So I have to take a break. Because being an air sign, you're right, I'm in the middle. So it's a lot. It's a lot. The Tauruses do a lot of talking. The Scorpios do a lot of observing because Scorpio is more analytical. Scorpio will watch you from across the room and not say too much. But I have found that Scorpio actually has Scorpio has like it's a funny sense of humor. Scorpio is actually hilarious. When they do open up to you and they do talk to you, Scorpio has a great sense of humor. They actually are quite jokesters, believe it or not. Because usually I would think that Scorpio was like really serious, but when they like you and you're like in their realm, Scorpios are jokesters. Taurus just wants to be fed. Peace offerings, snacks. Taurus is the person over there eating chips in the corner, quietly watching their favorite show. That's Taurus. So I have this habit, whenever I go to see my mom or my grandmother, guess what I bring, you guys? Guess what I bring when I go to see the Tauruses? Scorpio tends to have more of a dark sense of humor, I would say. Snacks. Anytime you go before Taurus, just bring them a snack, and that's like the peace offering. Like, okay, you guys, we're gonna be all right. It's critical. If you travel with Taurus, you're gonna have to stop because Taurus is gonna need to be fed. Right. It's so funny because my grandmother, she can't see. So when I come to visit her, she's like, Jackie, did you bring my chips? And I'm like, Grandma, what chips? What chips are you talking about? And she's like, you know my chips. So she has a favorite type of chips that she likes. So whenever I go to see her, I bring her favorite chips. And it's hard to find them because nobody really even makes them anymore. They're those what are these chips? They're these honey barbecue chips. They're like twisted honey barbecue chips. They're Fritos. But hardly anybody carries them. Which is funny because my middle sister, who's a Taurus, those are her favorite types of chips too. I remember when we were younger, they used to carry them, but now it's hard for me to find them, and they're my grandmother's favorite chips. And I'm like, Grandma, are you supposed to have chips? I can't tell her no. Snacks and things. But thank you guys so much for all of the participation in the live stream. If you guys can let me know, like, what you guys think would be a good topic for live discussion Wednesday night. Yeah, we'll do a live discussion because we do that every week, formerly known as Girls Chat. But I'm doing live discussion so men and women can join the discussion, so it's not just predominant. It probably still will be predominantly female, but masculines, you guys are welcome. We are opening the floor to you because it's nice to have both perspectives. We were talking about manifesting last night, but I think part of the next topic will be manifesting, but raising your vibration. Yeah, insecurities versus intuition. That's a good one, Aisha. So we can have a couple of subtopics: insecurities versus intuition, how to handle trauma, and how it impacts our relationships. That's a big one, M, too, because I was just thinking that a lot of times people end up with narcissistic people because you don't really see the history, how that person was raised. 9 times out of 10, a narcissist was raised by a narcissist. So that person, they have codependent relationships with other people. They see other people as a supply for them, like more like a slave to do things for them. And so they're catered to their whole life. And so they think that's your purpose in their life, is to serve them, is to meet their needs. Because that's the type of cycle they were raised in. That's the type of environment they were raised in. So people don't become that way overnight. But that's really important to pay attention to when you're dating people out here. Exactly. That's something to pay attention to because it affects you. It affects your family. It affects your relationship. So when you're dealing with someone who is coming from a place of ego and control, it's because they didn't have control. They weren't able to be in control as a child. So now as an adult, now they want to control everything. So now they're a control freak. And so that's the only way they feel secure, is if they're in control and they're calling the shots. It's just like emotionally unavailable people. They learn to numb their emotions because they were never allowed to express them. So as an adult, they have trouble communicating and conveying exactly how they feel, or they skirt around heavy topics instead of just directly saying, this upset me when you did this particular thing. I don't like it when you say or do this particular thing. The person avoids the topic altogether because that's how they learn to cope. They weren't allowed to express how they felt, what they thought, what they needed. It was all neglect, like you said, and it was all neglect. So it manifests itself in adulthood in different ways, where you're avoidant, where you're emotionally unavailable, you've got trust issues because of fear of abandonment. Maybe your parents walked out when you were a small child. You were raised by a grandmother. You were raised by an aunt. You were raised by other people. So as an adult, it manifests itself in relationships. So sometimes those type of people end up prematurely ending relationships because they're so afraid of the relationship ending for abandonment issues. They will sabotage a relationship, act the fool, and leave because they're afraid of the person leaving them first. So they want to make sure they're the first person to leave. And it sounds crazy. It sounds crazy, but it makes sense. They want to make sure that they're not hurt, so they hurt you first and they go ahead and just leave because they don't want to be hurt. Wrap your mind around that for a second. So because I don't want to be hurt, I'm going to hurt you first by getting you attached to me and then pulling the rug from under your feet. That's how a lot of people function who are raised in dysfunctional homes. So those are things to consider when you're dealing with other people, because it affects you. It affects you. It affects your children. It affects your family. Who was that, y'all? So those are all good topics. Do I have a paper? I was going to say, I will write this down. Oh, I do have a paper, y'all. Let me write it down. Actually, I have a board, and I'm going to write it on my little board. I have a little board. I believe it. I believe that's exactly what happened. What did we say, Em? Trauma. A little board. Trauma, and how do you handle trauma? Well, hopefully she took some time to heal after that relationship, because it didn't work out. Oh, wow. How do we handle it? Intuition versus insecurity. And raising your vibration. Raising your vibration. Rebound relationships are the worst thing in the world to do, because until you yeah, this is my little board, you guys. Reminders of topics, things. So if y'all see my little board, just, you know, I might get some chalk for this side because, yeah. So trauma. I'm glad it's right there, so I can't miss it. But yeah, rebound relationships are terrible because you never actually did the work. You never healed. You just jumped from the frying pan into the fire. Yes, the constant need for attention. Attention whores tend to have those tendencies. The constant need to be seen. The constant need for validation external to self. Because deep down you're insecure. There's a lot of insecurities there. People can't see it on the surface because they're a celebrity, but there's a lot of deep insecurities there. There's a lot of insecurities. And that's the thing, like, a lot of people don't see underneath skin deep, and that's what you have to look more for. Yeah, a person can be handsome. Or a woman can be beautiful, but she can have so much trauma and so much unresolved issues that you don't want to be in a relationship with this person, because yeah, she's beautiful to behold, but her spirit is broken. She's torn up inside. She is not relationship material, or he is not relationship material. As attractive as they may be, as funny as they may be, as handsome as they may be, they are not relationship material. They can't handle it. So, you know, we will talk about it. Identifying trauma and how to handle it. One way, though, I will say one way dealing with trauma from another person is giving space. Space is definitely important, but also reassurance. Like, oh, I believe it. Yeah. And that is exactly why it's important for each individual person to do their work before they come together. Because if you have two broken people come together, then you just have a shattered mess. It's just a shattered mess because everybody is fragmented. Nobody is wholesome as an individual, and everybody keeps looking for someone else to make them feel complete or make them feel whole when you should feel whole on your own. You don't need another person to complete you. You don't need a relationship to complete you. You are a whole man or woman on your own, solely, in your own right, in your own existence. But people don't see it that way. Not healthy. Because you're constantly looking for someone else's attention, their validation, their approval. You're living your life for someone else. Well, I just want to make him happy. I don't know how many times I hear that. I just want to make him happy because I love him and I want to see him happy and I do these things and this type of thing. This type of thing. He is his own individual. You are your own individual. If you overly obsess about it, because this is, when we talk about control, a lot of times we want to control things instead of allowing things to happen naturally. So what happens is, because of the need to control, you become obsessive over the person, constantly thinking, asking, well, what are we now? Well, what are your plans for the relationship? Where is this headed? What are we going to do by the end of the year? Well, in the next 6 months, are you planning on moving? Or are you going to switch jobs? Or are we going to get married? Or are we going to have kids? Or what are we going to do about this? It's the constant obsessive thinking that creates the blockages, because you're so caught up in someone else that you really haven't stopped to tend to yourself, tend to the things that you as an individual need to work on. That's what happens when people get lost. If you ever heard that term where people are like, oh, after the relationship, I found myself. You found yourself because you got lost in the other person is what happened. You got caught up in chasing after them and seeing after them and, oh, I hope he's okay and I hope he has everything he needs and I just want to make sure what about you? What about your needs? So you get lost in the other person and you forget about yourself. You forget about all of the things that you wanted to do prior to that connection, prior to dealing with that person. You forget about family and people who were there for you before this person ever even showed up on the scene. The people who were there in your corner doesn't always have to be family. It could be the family that you adopted. Yeah, exactly. The show becomes all about them. And when you give somebody that much power, they're like, ooh, she gave me all of the power. All I have to do is tell her, I want a motorcycle. She's going to go get it. She's going to go get it. She done gave me all this power. She wants to do anything to make me happy. She doesn't want to lose me. I need a new phone. I need to go get it. Right. Well, I don't want to make him... Here, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to these statements, right? I don't want to make him uncomfortable. I don't want to make him upset. Well, he doesn't like this, so we're not going to eat there. He doesn't like when I wear this, so I'm not going to wear this type of thing. I'm going to cut my hair because he doesn't like long hair. Do you see what I'm saying? He prefers us to stay in a room together. He doesn't want me to be traveling with friends. He doesn't want me to do that. He doesn't like my hair that color. He likes it the way it is because he likes my hair long. And, he doesn't like me to wear heels, so I won't wear those either. He doesn't like me to wear makeup, so look at how all of the sentences. He's not really ready for marriage, so I told him we could just kind of see where things go, because I really do love him and I don't want to let him go. So, we could just kind of see where it goes. He really doesn't want a family. I mean, even though I do, he doesn't really want a family. So what she really should say is, I'm settling for his shit because I'm up his ass. I'm so far up his ass that I'm not capable of standing my own ground and saying, okay, if that's what you want to do, then you do it on your own. I'm fine without you. Right, Em. But that's what happens when you're so far up somebody else's ass you can't see straight because Everything is consumed by this other person. You've forgotten what the things that you like. You don't even eat the same things anymore. Well, I don't buy that because he doesn't like that. I love Tostitos, but I'm not going to get Tostitos because he doesn't like Tostitos. He doesn't like them. He only likes the soft shell tacos. Right. He doesn't like piercings. He doesn't like that. He doesn't like tattoos. He doesn't like that. Sir, who was I when you met me? Who was I when you met me? I was a whole individual woman. Whole individual woman before we got together. So I'm not going to change who I am to make you happy because this is me. Deal with it. I'm not going to be a different person. Oh, that was so sweet of her. I mean, but you know what? And the thing is, he probably honestly never even paid attention to it. He probably never even paid attention to it. He probably just said it just because he wanted to be in control. Not because he genuinely just doesn't like nose piercings. This is the ridiculousness of people. Sometimes they just don't want to see you happy. Like, some people are just miserable souls. She's my kind of girl. I mean, some people just don't want to see you happy. Well, I don't want you going out with them. I don't want you going out with him. I don't like you wearing that. Don't do your hair like that. Move this. Yeah, move just to maintain control in your life. That explains it. Yep. That explains it. Well, you shouldn't be eating that because that's not good for you. I'm gonna eat the whole bag. I mean, it's just some people are just miserable and they just don't want to see you happy. And it's like, why can't you just let me, why can't you just let me live? Let me be great. I just want to live my life. Current status, I'm just living life. Some people they're miserable and they don't have anything going for themselves. So they want to make everybody else's life around them miserable. So they create dramas. They create problems because they're not happy. Miserable people are the worst to be around. People who always have drama going on, complaining, negativity, talking about things they don't like, they don't want, they don't have. It's like, find something better to do. Find something that you do like. Is there anything that you do like? I'm not going outside because it's too hot. Well, I don't want to put on a jacket because it's raining. It is. It's like, what do you want? Do you want to be burned? Do you want to be scorched? I'm not putting on a hat. It's too hot. Well, now it's cooler outside. Are you coming? I'm not going outside. It's too wet. I don't like the rain. This person, do you want to walk at the park? I don't like ducks. I don't want to look at them. I don't like dogs. I don't like anything. Well, what do you like? Do you want to go? I don't want to be around people. So what do you want? Some people are just impossible to please. Yes, exactly, Aisha. That is very true because they're miserable. And as long as you give them that power and that control over you, they will run crazy. They will run crazy because they know, oh, well, she's going to do whatever I ask her to do. She's not going to question me. She's going to let me do my thing. And I can just continue to act the fool. She's going to be unhappy. She's going to be miserable. That's why I was saying, like, with raising your vibration, you have to be so careful because other people can energetically pull you right back down because of all of the negativity. All of the negativity. They can pull you right. You can be vibing so high, and then you have this person who wants, I don't like that. I don't even like that car. I don't like that kind of car. You need to get a different kind of car. Who are you to tell me what kind of car to drive? When you start paying a car note, sir, then you can have a say so on what kind of car I drive. Well, you need to get better insurance. Well, what? What kind of neighborhood do you live in? What kind of neighborhood is this? Do you have a better plan? Do you have a better plan? Right, Aisha. It's for them. It's a lot. They don't get to control the situation. Is what it is. They want to be in control, and when they can't, they try to make your life miserable because they can't control you. That's what it is. It's pretty pathetic. That's another topic for another day, y'all. But thank you guys so much for all of the participation, all of the likes, comments, shares, subscribes. We're going to talk about traumas and how to deal with them Wednesday night. We're going to talk about raising your vibration, and we're going to talk about intuition versus insecurity. But Aisha, before I go, can you give me an example of what that question is? Like when you say insecurity versus intuition, like give me an example, because I'm trying to understand. Making sure I understand the topic. You too, M Love. Oh, that's the worst thing. That's the worst thing for a narcissist to see is you shining and you doing well and being successful. They hate it. They hate it with a passion. They hate it. They do not want to see you outdo them. Everything is a competition because everything for the narcissist, remember the narcissist wears a mask. They wear a mask. So what you see is not what you get. The demon comes out when the mask falls off. So they want to appear to the outside world to be great. They want to be successful to everybody on the outside. I'm great. I have this wonderful job. I have this lovely wife. We have a family. Exactly. They want all of the attention. We have a family. We live in a nice neighborhood. We're living the American dream. There's no problems here, says the narcissist. Hey, Queen Love, says the narcissist. There's no problems here. But the moment that you excel and you graduate, you get a degree, you open up a shop, you start running a business, you start getting customers, people start coming in. Then there's a problem. Oh, okay. Trusting your intuition versus going off of your insecurity. Okay. That makes sense. Trusting your intuition versus insecurity. Yep. Go ahead, Queen. You can post, love. Yes, that makes perfect sense. That actually has a lot to do with healing. There's a lot to do with healing and that self-sabotage and self-destructing. We're going to talk about that, though. That's a great topic. Yeah, of course, and because that's the goal of the narcissist. The narcissist does not want you to be happy. They don't. They want you to be just as miserable, if not more, as them. They want you to be miserable. They want you to be a supply for whatever they need, but they don't want to see you happy. They don't care about your achievements. They don't care. It doesn't matter to them. As long as they're getting something from you, they really don't care about anything that you have going on. They notice the narcissist's reactions to, oh, guess what? I finished this program. Or, I completed this thing, or I got a new job. They're not rooting for you. Hell, the narcissist doesn't even care if you've had a breakdown. You could have broke down on the side of the road. And the narcissist would be like, well, call me when you make it home. That's how much care they have. Do you have to finance publishing? I believe there is going to be some type of financial requirement. See, ain't that some bullshit? See what I'm saying? He felt as though you were his property. So you're obligated to do whatever he says because you're bound by law. And That's when you do not pass go, do not collect $200 and file for the damn divorce. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe it too. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Yeah, I don't think the narcissist usually doesn't. And that's one of the most important things. This is why boundaries are so important when you're dealing with a narcissistic person. The narcissist will call you on your bluff. Like if you're dealing with somebody like that that's selfish, because narcissists are all selfish. They are little children in adult bodies. So the moment that you don't give in to the toddler, he's gonna throw a fit, he's gonna throw a tantrum, right? And so you exactly. So you say, you know what, I'm done. If you say you're done, but then you're not done, and let's say you go no contact for weeks or days or months, and then you reach back out, you just told the narcissist that you don't mean what you say, you don't say what you mean. That's why I say it, because I've been there. I've been guilty of it. Reaching back out after a month or so. No, leave the devil in hell. That's where he is to stay. He is not welcome here. You just open the door right back up. Anytime you give them an inkling, an ounce of an opportunity to hop their foot back in, they're going to come back in. Queen, I got to know, so you may not have to. You may not have to. That's exactly what you have to do, M, to the narc. Narcs, there is no negotiation. There is no peaceful protest. It is all violence. So you have to completely cut them off, period. There is no reasoning with a narcissist. They will not see your point of view. They will not ask for forgiveness because they don't see that they're wrong. Like 0007 just said, the entitlement. They feel entitled to your energy, to your resource. You are a supply to them. So when you snatch your resources from the narcissist, they throw a tantrum. Narcissists cannot handle being told no. Something that little, a 2-letter word, they can't handle it. Oh, they can't handle it. I need you to accompany me tonight to this meeting I'm having at work, and I need you to show up and be there on time. No. The narcissist will act the plum fool. Plum fool. Okay, so this time I'm getting a yes. I'm going to do it one more time, Queen. First I got a no, then I got a yes. No, he's not going to, because like she said, he's entitled. He's entitled and he feels he's done no wrong, because narcissists don't feel they ever do anything wrong, ever. You are always the problem. You're the one who needs therapy. You're the one who's cuckoo. You're the one with all the problems, according to the narcissist. You need help, according to the narcissist. Not them. No, actually the sun didn't come out. Let's see what happens, because this is my last pull for the yes or no. But the first time I got no that you won't, and then the second time I got a yes. Yeah. Narcissists are like little toddlers. They cannot accept no. Most of the time, they are immoral beings. Most narcissists have no boundaries. They will sleep with anyone. They will have sex with anyone. No, there's usually no boundaries. And narcissists usually are cheaters. They're sneaky. They usually are cheaters. Because like I said, there's no boundaries. And they're always looking for the next fix. They're always looking for the next, because they're wounded in the inside. They're wounded. They're always looking for someone else to give them some form of gratification. They're not happy with themselves, so they seek it externally. Usually narcissists are sex addicts. Usually they're sex addicts. So they that's the only way they know how to exchange energy. See what I'm saying? And every narc that I've dealt with had multiple women. They've had multiple women. And some, if I found out about it later or through someone else, they've had multiple women. That's just crazy. That's crazy. But narcissism is really a mental illness, and it goes undiagnosed for a lot of people. Oh yeah, they always get, anytime you call a narcissist out on anything, they get pissed. Yep, they're giving me yes, Queen. They're giving me yes. So I'm thinking that there may be a fee required, but it may not be as much as, as you think. That's something to research, though. What would be a publishing fee? Yeah, narcissists hate. Oh my goodness. Listen, there is a channel. And to this day, I thank the man because he is still helping people. ASSC Direct, his channel, Quinn, on YouTube, he breaks down the narcissist. You're welcome, Queen Love. He breaks it down for you. He lets you know that you are grade A supply for the narcissist. You are their main supply. So the narcissist, because narcissists sabotage every relationship they're in because they're pieces of shit. They sabotage every relationship they're in. So if they mess up, and this happens in families too, like if it's parents, they'll mess up a connection with one child and pit the other child against the other child. So they still have a source. They still have a child. They can have 4 or 5 kids. But between those children, they make sure that they always have that one, the golden child, who they can always ask them to do something. That child is always going to take care of their needs, cater to them, because narcissists are codependent. They're toddlers in adult bodies. They rely on other people to do things for them when they are full, capable, grown-ass adults. So what happens is they sabotage every relationship they're in. So the narcissist always has, they always have a harem of other people in case one supply catches on to the foolery and says, you know what, enough is enough. Once you catch on to the narcissist game, they've already got a backup supply. That's where the cheating comes in, because they know it's only a matter of time before the mask falls off and you start seeing the hellraiser that they really are. So by the time you realize, okay, I'm no longer stuck on stupid here. I see what's going on. I see you. The narcissist is like, that's fine. You're not going to talk to me anymore. You're going to drag me in court. You're going to get custody of the kids. Well, I've got somebody else. Because it's toddler behavior. You're not giving me what I want, so I'm going to get it from somebody else. Good luck. But here's the problem. You are grade A supply. Like you are top notch. So all of the other supplies that the narcissist gets, they're going to be miserable. That's their karma. They're going to be miserable because the other supply can't compare to what you did for the narcissist. Right, Em? Just go. Just go. Just go. I don't care. Anywhere. Just go. Just get out. Get out. But the narcissist always has a backup. They end a relationship. I'm telling you, just as soon as they end a relationship, they're in another one. It's like, wait a minute, didn't you just get a divorce? He's already got somebody else moved in. It's like, wait a minute, we ain't been divorced 30 days. Didn't you just break up? Yep, they moved on. And the narcissist feels no ways about it because now they've got a new supply. They got a new supply. That's how the narcissist rolls. They always have to have somebody catering to them. Exactly, Em. They hop around. Oh yeah, in a snap. It's like that. Right, Aisha? It always gets interesting. It always gets interesting when we get going. But yeah, they're a hot mess. Narcissists are a hot mess. And there's a lot of them. Believe it or not, there's actually a lot of female narcissists too. You will find them. They are those mothers who like to the female narcissists are usually those mothers who like to show everybody how great she did raising her children, how wonderful of a mother she was, how if it wasn't for her, they wouldn't be where they are today, how everyone in her family relies on her because she's the one. Hi, Lioness. She's the one. She's the one that everyone follows. Yeah. She's so great and wonderful. But her kids hate her. She's great and wonderful, but her kids hate her. Don't ask the kids. Oh yeah, my children, I did this for them and I just sacrificed so much for them. You know, I quit my job. You know, I didn't even pursue my career because I had all these kids that no one told me to have. And, you know, I put my babies first and I gave my babies the best and I did this for them and that for them and me. Never mind that the children had any accomplishments on their own in life. Never mind that the kids actually applied themselves to things and they were capable of learning things on their own and developing into productive adults on their own. It's narcissists usually have a grand sense of self. It's like an inflated ego. It's an inflated ego. They want everyone to know how great they are because really, again, the narcissist is a toddler in an adult body. So they're really insecure about a lot of things. But so if you inflate the ego and you make it appear as though you have accomplished so much in your life, then you don't appear to be miserable. You don't appear to be a bitch. You don't appear to be an ass. So everybody thinks, oh, well, she's such a wonderful mom. She's just so great. Is she? Or is that what she wants you to think she is? Because, you know, women are actually more manipulative than men are. Because they can play on your emotions very well. They can play on your emotions very well. But women are just as narcissistic a lot of the time, if not even more than men at times. Because there's another channel that I had watched about narcissistic abuse and recovery. And what is the guy's name? Dave. And I can't, you guys, as soon as we get off of here, if once I find it, because I'm going to fix me something to eat, but once I find it, I will post it in the community tab so you guys can go and check it out. Those two channels I told you about got me through two very bad narcissistic relationships. The crazy part is they were like a year apart. One, I thought, okay, great. I'll never have to deal with that psychomaniac again. That's never going to happen. The second time around, I did not see red flags. Did not see them. And I thought, man, what is it? What is it? And then I had to go inward. I had to do a little hermit mode. And I had to look at myself and say, why am I attracting people like this? Lack of boundaries. Lack of self-worth, lack of standards. This is what I will not tolerate. How much I've grown within the past 6 years is amazing to me. How much I've learned, how much I've experienced. Because dealing with narcissists are complete hell. And the day that I decided to cut the narcissist off was the best day of my life. The best day of my life. So there's no rule that says just because they're a family member, a parent, an aunt, a child, that you cannot cut them off. If they are extremely toxic to you and they drain you, it's called detachment. Detach. Have minimal interaction, very minimum interaction, because it's only going to drain you. Every time you're with a narcissist, you get drained, because at some point they're going to start. You know what I mean when I say they're going to start? They're going to start, because that's just what they do. Because the world revolves around them. Anywho, you guys, I'm going to get off of here. Love you guys. And we will be back for live discussion. Hopefully, what is it? I'm thinking, yeah, Wednesday night we'll be back for live discussion. But in between that time, I'll probably be posting readings. Fire signs, earth signs, air, and water. So y'all be on the lookout for that. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. Thumbs up the video, right? And like. And share. I mean. You're most welcome. Good night, y'all.